Hey guys, hey, how's everybody doing? Let's make sure everybody is seeing my charts, seeing me. Looks like I am live. Good morning, everybody. Somebody give me a sound check in chat room. Sound check, screen check, as we always say. How are you guys? Say yes to me. Make sure you guys are seeing me. Screen is good. I see myself. Looks like started the streaming now. We should be looking good, right? Um, okay. Hey, Tommy, how are you? How are you? How's everybody doing? Okay, Bartha, everybody. Okay, let me make sure. I'm gonna just refresh this to make sure we got everybody watching. Okay. All right, super. Everybody is in the room. We are doing a bonus show today, starting a little bit later into the European close, because I think it's good. It should be really interesting for us to trade the European close um, for a change. I'm actually going to change the time for us when I come back in September. When September, we roll out into September, everybody's back to work. I'm going to start trading 10 o'clock New York, which is 1500 hours London, to 1600 hours London, instead of 9 to 10. We're going to ignore the first half hour of the open because I think it's just basically a waste of time most of the time. Although these days, even the second half hour is kind of a little bit choppy. But I'm going to show you, all of the things that I think are much more interesting to trade in the European close, including basically the whole idea of continuity, which is what we're trying to do. We're just trying to trade continuity. Yeah, ES volume is very low. You're right. Look, it's summertime. It's a miracle that we have any price action at all. I want to show you. So this is still a work of art. I mean, a work in progress. It's not a work of art. It's a work in progress. Definitely not a work of art in terms of my indicator, because what I want to do is as I'm working through all the mechanics of it, is to create kind of like a single button look to buys and sells. Like right now, it's in a buy mode, and all the indices went into a sell mode. So for me to go into a sell mode, I'd have to go, like two buttons. I have to show me the down retrace arrows, show me the reds. I'm going to try to create an indicator where it's just basically going to be a single button that configures us all the way through. We actually have a sell signal in the ES coming up, right? Let's go over here. We got about 1 second left. Sell ask. Can I get in there? Okay, super. I'm short the S&P, 4-point stop, 2-point target. So the stop is going to be 31 is my 31. I think is what is my 3550 is my stop, right? Where am I? Yeah, 3550 is my 3550 is my entry. So 3950 is my stop, and 3350 will be my target. That's the trade in the S&P. I think there's probably, let's see if there's a trade in NASDAQ. No trades in NASDAQ, but it's setting up. NASDAQ is actually quite interestingly setting up. We have the green, if it holds, and then if we have a red after that, it's going to be a really interesting trade for us. On the Dow, nothing going on over here. But they all turned negative. They all got, ugly pretty quickly. We'll see where this trade takes us right now. But markets have been basically trading either side of zero for the last hour and a half. It's been interesting. We haven't had any kind of direction, or much less even a positive positive. So we get stuffed out because a market is very much in just a range bound mode. So selling the lows basically stuffs us out. On the other hand, let's take a look at where the NASDAQ is right now. So if this holds green and then turns red, that's going to be a really good, interesting sell signal for us. So we'll try to take that if we can get it. As far as the S&P goes, it's just trading either side of zero. And whenever this is the key point, our setup is always going to have the most challenging times when it's trading either side of flat. If it's up, it comes back to a zero, down, comes back to zero. That's the chop environment that we try to avoid. Now, I want to have the strongest trend environment during the biggest liquidity time, which is usually now. But we're in the middle of the summer. I mean, this is honestly, if you're sort of trading right now, you're really trading the dregs of volume. And the result of it is you're going to get lots of chops. So I'm not surprised I'm trading, I'm getting a little bit chopped out. That's why I'm trading small. And by the way, you see that yesterday I was around 300. I ran it up to about 450. I've puked it back a little bit last couple of trades. But the game plan is, if I stay small and steady, I should be able to reach 500 hopefully today, maybe by tomorrow. So doesn't matter, how bad the market is, as long as you stay small and you stay true to our structures, we should be really good. We should be in good shape. Who needs a refresher course in exactly how we trade? Type yes if you need a refresher course. If everybody is very familiar with it from yesterday, then no need for me to repeat myself. Let me know. But you see, we're just literally on either side of zero the whole time. Callan, you don't need a refresher course. You've been in the room forever. All right. Okay. I see a lot of yeses. So it's a 3-step process. Super simple setup. This is the setup that we use to just consistently pass all the evals and trade all the funded accounts. Step number 1: where are we on the relative to the end of the day? So are we up or down? Like right now, this is literally the worst example of our setup because it's just going between red and green every 5 seconds. But as you can see here, let's say the Dow is the most red. If the Dow is the most red, then we have a negative bias. And what we're looking for is 2 things. We're looking for price to fall below the 8 SMA. Then we're looking for a counter trend move that does not breach, that does not go above the 8 SMA. So the high of that green candle must be contained within 8 SMA. And then we have a resumption of move. So that dynamic is encapsulated by these little blue arrows, right? So the problem is that over here this wasn't negative, so these arrows don't apply. But from around here, the price started to go negative. So this case, this trade didn't work. It was the opening trade. This trade worked really well. This trade worked really well. So you have 2 out of 3 trades that worked really well. And so far, we don't have any other signals going on. NASDAQ and the S&P are virtually flat. There's just no signals here whatsoever. So not much to do for us while we kind of wait for prices to move. Ideally, what we want to see is at least 10 basis points, 0.1 of 1% in one direction, and then more and more in that direction. That's what we want to see. So first we want to capture some small ground. It's exactly like the Ukrainian armed forces in Russia. We need to capture Kursk, which is 10 basis points of the position. And then once we establish a beachhead, we just keep piercing until the empire is doomed. Okay, geopolitical jokes aside, you guys get the idea. So very, very simple. It's basically we are only looking to trade within trend with some establishment of trend and a setup that makes sure that we have lots of continuation on our side. Right now, we got nothing. So unfortunately, we're just twiddling our thumbs, looking around, doing nothing. Is that clear? Is everything clear at this point? So like I said, we're looking at, let's say we're looking at the YM, right? The Dow. The Dow is up 19 basis points, down 19 basis points. That's good. That's like sort of the first step. At least it's established a beachhead to the downside. Now we want to see it drop below the 8 SMA, below the moving average, rally a little bit, not so much that it breaks the moving average, and then drop down. If we have that little tap dance of retrace resumption, then we're going to go and trade that. This BK indicator is the one bar scalp with slope. That's in the it's in the Discord section. If you just chat in Discord, in our BK Discord, the members will post it for you. They'll tell you exactly where it is, and I'll do it after the show. This one does not even require anything but just a download. You can download this and add it to your favorites, and it will automatically attach. For those of you guys who want to get access to the indicator, who want to trade with me, Kathy just posted all the links, I believe, in chat. She posted, I know she posted the Apex discount. By the way, Apex back to 80% off. And this is really, really cool. I'm actually blown away by this. I'm kind of glad I waited. Somebody was asking me, what are the, once you pass the evaluation, is there any additional fees in terms of trading live? You know, like how, are they going to charge you every month for live trading and stuff like that? And I said, no. They have like just a one-time fee. And I really like that. But they went one better. The one-time fee was $150. Now it's $85. So lock in. If you pass the test, you can lock in $85 and you can trade your funded account for life with no additional fees, which is really, really great. You can also click that pass the prop link if you're interested in kind of trading with me. That gives you 3 months with me. It's a much better deal than just 1 month. It's a 3-month discount, and you can come in and join us now. Yeah. You should definitely get it. White Eagle for sure. I like your handle, White Eagle FX. Very cool. Yeah, absolutely. Join now. It's a great time because I'm coming back. I'll be back on the desk on Monday. The coaching is gonna start again. We have fall is coming back. Everybody's going to be back on a desk. So I think liquidity is going to come back in the markets. It's just a perfect time to come in and get ready because everything will. I'm going to fine tune the indicator to make it even easier for us to go the buys and sell routes, and everything else is really good. I also have an automated system that I've been trading while I've been on vacation. It's some of the guys have already gotten it. It's called the ODP system, and we're going to weave that into our live trading sessions. So this is a robot. It's fully configurable. Now it's fully automatically configurable. But while I was on vacation, I had this really interesting creative brainstorm of how to make it even more consistent. And I've been running it, and it's really working well. So I'm super happy. I can't wait to come back to you guys in September. We're going to integrate those trade signals into our lives. I'm going to show. You obviously won't be able to get the robot unless you're part of the crew. But you're going to get a feel of a lot of people are asking me. I love the trading. I love the props. I love doing all this stuff, but I can't participate every single day. I have work. I have life. I have other commitments. So this is going to be a solution for some of those people to have the robot. You basically configure it before you go to sleep at night, and the whole thing just takes a trade. And it's the great thing about it is it's both CFD and futures compliant. So in other words, it can trade both the futures product and the CFD product, but it cannot use it for prop. Just before everybody yells at me, you cannot use it for prop. No. The prop firms do not allow you to let it robot because they want to see you trading trading skill. It's great. Absolutely. So White Eagle, love to see you inside here. I'm watching right now Dow to see if we can get a setup. Everything is finally starting to turn negative a little bit for us, right? So the key thing is, we need the setup here. It's still too early. Nothing is really breaking down. What's interesting is that we took the 20,000 in the NAS and just backed off of it really, really hard. So I'm wondering if Thursday is going to be the profit taking Thursday today. And if it is, I anticipate much deeper profit. Like in other words, it's 10 basis points down. I think we see 50 basis points, maybe 60 basis points down. If that's the case, there's going to be lots of interesting opportunities for us to trade. Yesterday, after I left you, there were so many good trades. I'll go through the charts and show you how the new version of the indicator picked up all those trades really nicely. And I know guys in my room were telling me that they were just banking it away. Even I managed to bank it, a little bit while I've been just on vacation here because I left you guys at 300 and I was at 450 with just like an hour's worth of trading yesterday. I'm going to show you exactly what yesterday's trades did. I'm just watching to see if anything is happening. It doesn't look like much is happening. So let me take you back to yesterday and kind of show you how this stuff worked in principle. We're going to go to yesterday was an up day, right? So yesterday was definitely an up day. I'm just scrolling back to yesterday's thing, and I'm going to reconfigure everything to an up condition in NASDAQ. and you'll see. So we're going to go to green labels, up retraces. This is all from yesterday, right? And I guess I have to go into replay mode. Okay. So this is by the way, Fed minutes come out, right? Fed minutes come out. They're super bullish. Everybody, because it suggested they were already thinking about cutting rates in June, and now for sure they're going to cut them in September. So imagine we're post Fed minutes yesterday, right? We're like right here, and I'm just going to play this forward for you. Okay, we have a first signal here actually does not work. This signal, what we're looking for is a move up above the moving average, right? Red, green. This one dips too low below the moving average to give us a clean green trade. Although I may have taken this trade, but this is the trade that shows up. Okay, we get stopped out on this trade. We go on next. And there was nothing here. Okay. There was actually, 3:30, 15:30 New York time, we get the secondary signal. Remember, everything is up. The market is still up. So we have a red, green over here. We're coming in at 69. All we're looking for is 10. I think it goes right over here. Gives us 10. So, we're done on this trade, right? Then we go over here right before the close. This trade over here at 12, boom, this hits 22. Second trade done for us. Now this is only in NASDAQ. And then we have a third trade here, which is 14. It goes deep against us, but we survive the stop, and it goes boom right over here for a third winner over here on NASDAQ. And I think there was one more on the close. Yeah, there was a few here on the close, very, very late into the session. No, it was too late. I wouldn't have taken this. I think the S&P was the same story. Looks like we're getting a little bit more negative on the on trades here. Actually, you know what? Let's just see if anything is setting up before I go back in charts here. So we want to go to, we're negative on the day, so I want to go reds and downs. And then no, nothing was not quite anything else on S&P or NASDAQ. No YM, no. But if we're starting to create some downside momentum, we should be able to get some trades coming up pretty soon. So I'll watch those. But you saw, like, at the end of the day, there were just two or three of those trades were right there, and that was at the end of the day, 3:00 New York time. There was a couple of trades before the FOMC minutes that were also very, very doable. So I'm just, I'm watching this. Man, it's like watching paint dry today. I was like, oh, let's do European close, but it's Thursday on the practically the last week of August, so I guess nothing as much is happening. What'd you guys think about the revision, the downward revision in payrolls yesterday? That was a huge, huge change, right? That was crazy. It's like a sorry, give me just 1 second. I am meeting up with Ashraf Laidi, for those of you guys who know who he is. My buddy Ashraf lives in London, so we're going to this awesome place. I watch this on YouTube all the time. So we have a setup, by the way. I'm watching this out of the corner of my eye. If it hits, we're going to get short the Dow. Like, the national dish of Iraq is carp that is smoked, right? Grilled smoked on a grill. Wow, look at this deep drop. Got about 29 seconds. Let's go to the YM setup. Let's see if it's working. 20 seconds. So anyways, there's like a whole bunch of Iraqi restaurants in London that specialize in this dish. I've never had this. I'm dying to have it. So Ashraf is taking me to this one restaurant that does it. All right, let's sell ask here. Let's see if I can get in. All right, I'm short this. Our target is 898. Yeah, 898. We're in at 908.28 is the stop. Let's see if we can get the 10 points out of the Dow. Not a lot of continuity today, right? Ugh, just very, very tepid movements. All right, this one looks like I'm going to get tagged out again. How's this moving on the charts here? Yeah, I'm going to get 28 is my stop, so I'm getting close. How's the other trades going? Oh, there was a sell signal in the S&P too. You know what? Where's the S&P? MES. We have a better entry here. Let's try the SES. So I'm short the S&P as well. That's a very late entry, but it's favorable to me because it actually retraced against me. I'm just trying to see if this retrace is false or whether we could benefit from this trade. But none of this is really showing a very strong continuity. We'll have to just let the chips fall where they may right now. So my proper entry would have been here. I missed the entry, but since this gave me a signal and it gave me a higher price, I'm like, okay, I'll take a higher price. Let's see if I can make that work on this pattern. And basically, I think what's my target on this? Where's my entry? 35.75 is my target on the S&P. The Dow is like within a Dow stops me out. So Zai goes on for the Dow. Oh, and Nasdaq. I definitely. Where's my Nasdaq? MNQ. Sell ask. All right, I'm chasing Nasdaq a little bit, but it's still it's relatively legitimate. I should have been short Nasdaq over here. So we got filled. I made money on the S&P. The Dow stopped me out, and I'm kind of chasing Nasdaq. Not the best of my looks, but I feel relatively confident that we get some continuity on Nasdaq. Let me see if I can get that trade, partially resolved at least. Where's my MNQ? All right, maybe we'll put a trip up. No, it's starting to go against me. Where am I? No, it's popping up against me. The trade should have been right here. I sort of missed the entry. And remember, this is the do as I say, not as I do lesson where I shouldn't have chased this trade. So I'm probably going to pay for it with a stop out. But to be frank with you guys, there's not that many great setups right now. So I'm just taking the best I can. I'm probably going to eat this. And maybe in a little bit, we're going to get a little bit of continuity. We're just not getting any continuity right now. Everything is stopping and starting. But if I get tagged out, I'll go larger size on this on the next downward signal. Because as I said to you, if we get an acceleration in selling, there'll be a couple of opportunities here for us. Okay. So we just need to see this kind of pull away from the 10, 15 basis point movement and begin to really sell off a little bit. And then we're going to get a couple of really good entries into this trade. If we're going to just turn around the zero number, then it's not going to be interesting. But I'm going to be patient with this thing for a little bit. Where am I? What's my target on this? 60 is my target. What's my entry? 65. Okay, I'm over here. I'm still way above it. I'm 10 points above it. Okay. Ticks. Okay. Yeah. We eat the Nasdaq because we're just basically, as I said to you, right now we're trading either side of zero. So every time we break below zero, we have no we're chasing it down. We have no continuity, and it's just not working. Had I taken this trade here, 74, I would have had the move. I was just late to my entry. It was bad execution, which I have nobody to blame for but myself, but I'm chasing trades for fun, though not profit. So a point is literally just that, a point. So 1 point in NASDAQ is 1 point. If you're trading futures, 1 point in NASDAQ is divided into 4 ticks. So if you're looking for 10 points in NASDAQ, it's 40 ticks. Okay. A pip is anything that you want it to be. A pip is really defined by your broker on the CFD side. Sometimes a pip is worth 100 ticks. Sometimes it's worth 1,000 ticks. Generally, most CFD brokers will take one NASDAQ point, one Dow point, and divide it by 100. So it has 100 ticks inside of it. So if you want to go 20 points on a CFD product, it's 2,000 ticks, or 2,000 pipettes. That's the best I can do. There isn't a when you say I trade below zero, I mean zero on the day. You see this? We're up. We're basically 0 on the day, minus 10 basis points, plus 10 basis. We're just dicking around. We're just trading up and down, up and around the equal line, right? So for example, S&P pretty much closed 640. That's pretty much where we're trading, right? We're trading at the 640 level. So if you sort of if you were going to just do a horizontal, oops, hang on a second. If you're going to just do, this is pretty much yesterday's close, and that's all we're doing. We're just trading either side of yesterday's close, right? No, I will chat, Dr. D, chat me up in Discord. I'll reach out to you after the show, and we'll configure it for you. Okay, don't worry about it. Just ask Boris. Put your request in, and I'll respond to you. But you see, this is. I mean, and actually, it's probably a good idea. One of the things I could probably do, I think I could do this, is we could draw the line, the opening line, right? And that would just give us a visual clue of just how lame or strong this, the trade is. I think I could actually get that done, and the indicator could do that for us. Oops, what did I just do? Wait, this one, Alt H. So it's 20 points, 15 points from 95. But what was that? That's 910, I guess, somewhere around there. This was the opening price of the of NASDAQ. So we're mildly below, but we're not really extending below the zero level, right? Do I trade the DAX? No, because it's not as liquid. I mean, you could trade the DAX. I do trade the DAX on the CFD basis, but on the future side, no. It's you have to pay an extra price for Americans, and it's not as liquid, so it's not not as much fun to trade. So again, I'm just watching paint dry here, guys. Nothing much is happening. We're just waiting for the market to finally break and decide which way it wants to go. Like right now, neither buyers nor sellers have anything to do. There's no. It feels like there's just not much order flow going on right now, because order flow is what drives price, right? So there's lots of buyers or lots of sellers. Right now, there's just no buyers or sellers, so we're staying on either side of the move here. So it's kind of very, very boring. We keep getting clipped out a little bit on our trades, but it's a good example for not trading large on days like this when it's going to be challenging, right? On the other hand, when you have high volume, high news days, that's when you really can go crazy with the move. So I'm watching the Dow here, see if I get a red candle, but I'm not getting a red candle. I was looking for a signal on the Dow here. See if I could do something with it. NASDAQ is also very, very quiet. The Dow is 72 below, so there was basically 41,000 on the Dow, right? 41,000. This was, I'm just marking the close. So we're a little bit, so Dow is the most underneath, has the most trendiness around it. I'm actually going to get short this trade, even though it's not a signal for me. And the reason why it's not a signal is because the high of, no, I'm not getting, I can't even get can't even get a signal here. So as long as the Dow stays below the 8 SMA and turns red, I'll just short it because it's as good a signal as I have. But I don't have a trade. I don't have a trade. I have a trade. I have a trade. Now we're turning back up positive on the S&P, and it's, that's what we're doing. We're just going back and forth, back and forth. So do you guys understand the difference between points and ticks? In the S&P, there are 4 ticks per point. In the NASDAQ, there's 4 ticks per point. In the Dow, it's 1 tick per point. Dow is the easiest one. A tick and a point is the same thing in the Dow. Kathy's putting up the links to Apex and to our past the props. So feel free to take advantage of those. Now we're turning positive on S&P. And so once we turn positive, I'm going to go into positive mode. And what I'm really interested in right now is this is an early start to a positive move. If this indeed is a run, and we start running back up to the highs, and maybe even make it towards the 20,000 on NASDAQ, there are going to be some really good entry opportunities here. We'll have a little bit of a retrace and then a continuation, and that'll be a really good entry opportunity. So I'm just being very patient. What I want to see is after this candle, a red candle and then a green candle, and then I want to be long that thing. So watching this carefully right now. William, where are you from? That you asked me about a DAX. Are you from Europe? There's no support and resistance, Angel. Support and resistance don't exist. It's a figment of it's basically bullshit. On support and resistance only looks good on past charts when it's when you can interpret the past. You have no idea where people want to be buying or where they want to be selling, right? All we know is they're buying or selling, right? That's the first thing, and we established that by watching the daily line. If we're above the open, they're buying. If they're below the open, they're selling, right? So South Africa, CFD. CFD is not legal in the U.S. No, it's not. It's not. You're absolutely right. Okay, so I'm getting it's way early. You've got 47 seconds. I have to have this red, and then the most important part, I can't have this collapse back down below the moving average, because if it does, then the setup goes away again. But we have like a budding possibility of a little bit of an uptrend in the S&P. Let's see if it can hold. So first, 22 seconds left before this candle stops. And obviously the candle is above the moving average, it's above the open. It's like the first inkling that we have something positive going on. How do you add futures data to TradingView? There's 2 ways. If you open an account with a prop firm like Apex, you get that for free. You can just log in. Okay, I'm watching this right now. Let's watch the setup. I'm on the. We're gonna go into the ES. I have the green can. I have 45 seconds. If this thing stays green, we're gonna get long this trade. There's still a long time to go. It's 35 seconds left. Candle's got to stay green. $20 seconds left. Yeah, I'm waiting for the close. You see me? I'm not moving because it's not green unless it closes green, right? It's only it's just bullshit until that point. So generally what I will do is with around 6 or 7 seconds, I'll go buy bid. And I actually got filled on the bid pretty fast. So now 2 seconds left. I'm in relatively good shape in the sense that it held the green. And now my target is going to be. Oh, you know what? Hold on a second. I gotta get rid of my MNQ. Exit. I didn't know I had a trade in the MNQ. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I cleaned up my MNQ. So now we're in the ES. I'm long 43.50. Target is 45.50. Stop is going to be 39.50. So it's a 2-point target, 4-point stop. I'm letting it play out here. Let's see where it wants to do. But yeah, the mechanics of this is you have to wait for the candle to close, absolutely, in order for it to be legitimately there, right? And we're targeting 43.50, 45.50 is my target, right? You know what? Oh, come on, baby. Whatever. Today is a very, very slow day. I was hoping that we could capture the like 6 or 7 points of this, but this is a snooze you lose type of situation. I should have taken the quick profit, but I was kind of like just watching it with you. Now it's going to be. We'll see if it's a slow slog to profit, or we're going to get tagged out on this trade. Trade came within like a tick of our profit, and they came backed off. That happens a lot. There are two there are two kind of schools of thought about this, of how you want to do this. You either just hold to profit all the time and just let the trade play out, or you kind of take the profit early. There's no right or wrong method about this. But when I trade myself, a lot of times I'll take the profit early. But and ironically enough, sometimes I won't. Sometimes I'll actually stick to the trade if I'm feeling pretty confident. But with you guys, it's I'm trying to do a million different things. I'm looking at your chat and everything else, so it's hard for me to react as quickly as I wanted to on this. I should have taken it out, and now I'm probably going to eat this trade. Unfortunately, just came to target and just did not work. So it's that kind of a day today. Nothing is extending. That's the whole point. Nothing is just extending. You see, we're going up and down below, and that's not every day is joyful. But this is only the first hour. We could have a couple of more hours, and this thing could really, really go. Oh, by the way, here's the Dow really starting to get negative. Dow was the most negative for us, right? And NASDAQ is the most negative. So let's see if we can find better opportunities on these two trades, because now things are starting to actually show their hand. NASDAQ also everything just turns negative, but not negative enough. Now let's see what the Dow wants to do. Now, no matter what I do right now, it's not a great session. Sometimes it's just not good. That's why control and sizing really matters. I'm getting clipped, but I'm still up on the account, and hopefully I'll get an opportunity to kind of trade out of this position. But you know, um, not you can do everything right and still not have a good day sometimes because the markets are just flat. If your strategy depends on continuity, nothing, and there's no continuity, nothing you do is going to work. And that happens occasionally. The point being is that most of the time you definitely get continuity, especially for the small amount of, scalp that we're looking for. This is such a tight day because nothing is really going on. Yeah, exactly. Trade volume, there's no, yeah. If you don't trade, there's no trade. Yeah, but nobody's, I'm not. I like to show setups, even if they don't work, because I just want you guys to see the mechanics of the setups. I'm never worried about getting clipped out because I always know I can come back when I find the opportunities. But you get me talking and not doing anything is not interesting for anybody. All right, we're starting to finally move away from that 10 basis points. Now we're down 25 on Nasdaq, down this. Let's see if we can just create some momentum and now create a little bit of our structure a little bit here. Because what I'm looking for now is a green candle and then a red candle on Nasdaq, and see if we can take that one as a trade. Don't. I'll tell you one trick I do. That's again not to be. Goes again to do as I say, not as I do tricks. But if I get stopped out, like if I got stopped out on this trade, which was a clean setup, this was a clean up setup, and I got stopped out, I will reverse. I will reverse almost always, because if your setup fails if you have a good setup and it fails on a stop, it generally means the whole flow just turns the other way, and you could just catch everything back on a reversal, which I could have done. All right, we're coming back up. Same on Nasdaq. The key thing is we need a green red combo in order for us to make a trade here. So we have the greens. The one really great thing about this setup, though, is if you have like a second green candle that breaks the moving average, then the whole setup is invalidated. So now I got 55 seconds. Let me see what it's doing. Same, both of these guys are sending us a signal. S&P, everybody's sending us a signal. So we can go to town here and try to trade this. 37 seconds left. We're going to take a look at the Nasdaq. 31 seconds here. Dow is really down. So Dow is like the most, the cleanest sell. We're going to sell this to the ask. See if I can get. Right now we're going to go to Nasdaq. Sell ask. Okay. So I'm short Nasdaq, short Dow. Let's see where that takes us. It's 67 is my target at Nasdaq. Come on. All right, you know what? I'm going to take the take the NASDAQ and just work the Dow trade now. And I'm going to take the Dow trade. So the reason, I'm kind of working them, and I'm sure they probably would have hit target, is, because at this, and they both hit target. You see this, so they both hit target. If I was trading this myself and I had full attention, I would have gone S&P and Dow and NASDAQ, and I would have just simply taken them all in on the trade. And I remember here in this case, I was trading small contracts for my opening trades, and I traded much larger contracts for for these closing trades, because at this point this was a much cleaner setup. I knew that once you had like 19, 20 basis points to the downside, there was going to be more continuity, right? More continuity. Now NASDAQ is still not quite at target, but Dow definitely hit target right over here. And had I taken the S&P, which is my favorite trade, well, actually, I take it back. The S&P you would have been in at 36. You'd have been looking for 34 right now. So has not really shown a trade yet. And it's it's just a function of the fact that you're just not getting, we're just not getting any kind of continuity. But because I had larger contracts, I wanted to bank I want to take some profit back because we got clipped a little bit. That's another part of the way I trade. You don't try to make everything back all at once. If you got clipped one of the great ways not to lose your account, and one of the great ways, people have been asking me, how do you maintain your funded account, not blow it up? And one of the great ways of doing that is if you get stopped out on a trade, which is legitimate trade, instead of trying to get it all back on the first time or the second on one trade, or worse yet, trying to get that and profit on the first trade, you just maybe take half of it. So in other words, you lose 100, you make 50 back. Now you've crawled back to more or less break even, or at least closer to break even. You feel more confident. The next trade you can take, you can clip all of it back. You trade when you're behind. You trade smaller rather than larger. And what the problem is everybody trades larger rather than smaller when they're behind, and that's how they get blown up, right? So. So, that's a technique that I like to use, that hopefully you guys like, because it's just, much better techniques. Like right now, S&P is down, right? Like here's S&P, right? I'm going to try and sell this right now. Maybe I'm going to eat it. So what I was trying to do is, let me see if I can get in this trade. Yeah, I'm gonna. Today is just what I was trying to do is, this was a signal, for the S&P at 36, and I actually should have been. I actually wasn't watching this very carefully. I was trying to believe that this is. I'm finally getting a little bit of continuity. Let me see if I get a little bit of continuity. Okay, let me exit this out. Okay, good. You see how I'm getting getting the money back, right? And I actually had, I could have had a little bit more money. So I'm going to be tactical about trying to get the trade back, because there's so little. When there's so little on the bone, you have to just take smaller bites, right? Now maybe this thing starts to go down like minus 30, minus 40 basis points. And we finally start to, if we start to finally break down below like 630, below 800, there we go. We're finally starting to break down. Now it opens up the floodgates for us to maybe trade much better. See, there we go. We get like nice continuity. But until we were basically trading either side of this thing, we were just in chop zone. Now we're in a little bit more of a trend zone. So now if we get the setups, now we can trade them, with more aggressiveness as we go. By the way, this NASDAQ trade would have totally done too. I would have been totally done on this. But the key thing that I'm trying to sort of show you is you have the setup. The setup is golden if you have the right market conditions. nobody can guarantee right market conditions. So when market conditions suck, you just got to float on the boat and wait until the market conditions become really good. What makes market conditions good is exactly what we're seeing now. We start movement. We start moving 25 basis points, 30 basis points in one direction. We start freaking falling. That's the kind of market conditions we want. We have range expansion. And once you have range expansion, you have much higher degree of possibility of continuity, right? And that's what happens. Yes. So now we'll open ourselves up to a couple of possibly good trades if they show up. I have to, unfortunately, I got about 5 minutes more with you guys because I have to go to dinner. It's like 5 o'clock in London here. But we'll see if we get a setup. The most important point that I want to try to make is, in a shitty little trade like today, we're able to just stay alive. Staying alive is 90% of the game, right? And then once you have the chance, then you can go for the kill. Then you can go for the jugular. Right now, I'm watching the S&P, and I want to see a green-red combo. If I get that, that's going to be a good opportunity for me to get short. But you saw how long it took for the market to kind of develop the movement. And I was hoping we were going to have this movement at 10 o'clock today. It looks like we're going to have it at 11 o'clock. Just the Murphy's rule of life is every time I move the time frame higher, right, like away from 9 o'clock, the actual volume goes away from my my live time. So like if I move my live 10 to 11, all the trades happen 11 to 12. If I move my time frame from 9 to 10, all the trades happen from 10 to 11. It's like the market gods are taunting me today. But we are getting we're getting a little bit of luck. So here we're getting a couple of greens here, a couple of greens on the reds. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, we're looking for those breakouts. That's what we're looking for. We want those trades to go down. Oh, nice. So, while this is kind of taking shape, because it's going to be a couple of minutes for this thing to even create an opportunity for us, because we got the greens, we need to see the reds. What the fuck is this? Oh, wait, hold on a second. Really? Okay, now we're starting to see the reds again. Okay, so maybe I'm going to pay attention to this now. Everything is turning reds. Okay, so let's do the S&P first. Let's see if the S&P shapes itself off. 35 seconds, 34 seconds. I'm waiting for this thing to stay red. 23 is the session low. As you can see, there's a red line over here, right? 10 seconds, 9 seconds. So ask, am I getting in? Okay, I'm in trade. Target is 22. So that would mean fresh session lows. Let's see if we can break the fresh session lows. Just watching my other, just sort of like the other instruments. Nothing. No, we can't break anything today, guys. I try to make one last valiant effort with you guys, but nothing is working. Let's see if we start breaking down again a little bit. 803 is my target on NASDAQ. So this is S&P. This is the session lows. I'm trying to see if they can break the session lows here for us. That's the key thing. I don't love selling session lows, but when we have this setup, it's not, I'll take it. Just not a lot of conviction today, right? Nobody really wants to make moves or trade a lot of volume. Yeah, I mean, the whole idea was trade. Somebody's asked me, do I incorporate, session times? This is generally a pretty good time to get movement, right? To get either uptrend or downtrend movement, and the problem is that we're just in a very, it's Thursday at the end of August, and there's just, nobody, we have like one big push and then nobody does anything. And so dealers always love to buy bottoms, sell tops. So they're happy to just to range bound you over here. What we need is real money sellers, mutual funds, hedge funds actually taking positions and putting flow through, so that you could ride on their coattails. That's what we basically do. We ride on coattails of bigger traders. When the bigger traders are sitting on the yacht in Saint Tropez or in the Hamptons, not much to do, and the dealers will just up and down, yank you up and down, up and down, up and down, and it's just nature of the beast. That's how it trades. Anyways, guys, I got to go. Unfortunately, I have a hard out here. I'll let you know how it goes on these trades. Today was just not a great continuity day, but it doesn't mean that it may not be a good continuity day for the rest of the day. That's the thing. Sometimes the hours are not good, but the day itself can actually turn out to be quite good. So I will see you guys next week when I'm back in New York. Everybody have a good time, and everybody enjoy. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.